Hey, if anybody's following me, I just spent my allowance on smoothies, and some dude already stole my watch today. And now I'm talking to myself. No. Now you're talking to yourself. I wouldn't have believed it if I wasn't seeing it with my own eyes. It really is you. This is impossible!
Hardly. Though I realize none of this makes sense from your point of view. If I were a nice guy, I would explain why you must be destroyed. But I am not a nice guy.
That was the episode, and then there were none. In the episode we see different variants of Ben. We got Mad Ben, Nigger Ben, Benzaro, and Nowitch Ben, but one in particular stands out. Due to how well my last video performed, I decided why not make another video similar. Disclaimer, no way shape or form am I saying Ben 10 is a Christian show. I'm saying that it simply glorifies God, because God is always glorified. Moving on, based on the thumbnail and the title you see, this video is about how Bad Ben glorifies God, or how the show Ben 10 disproves subjective morality. Now Bad Ben's backstory isn't really known much, but according to Matt Youngberg, his history is identical to Ben Prime's except he has made bad choices instead of good ones. So it's safe to say that Bad Ben is just Ben Prime but evil, which is funny because this is exactly how Bad Ben would have responded if I said that to him.
Evil is relative.
I'll say it again, he said evil is relative. What does that mean? Well, it's basically moral relativism, which means right and wrong are not absolute or universally true. Moral relativism claims that there's no absolute right or wrong. It argues that morality is just a matter of personal opinions, cultural consensus, or perspective. To Bad Ben, he isn't a monster. He's just doing what suits him in his universe. On paper, secular culture loves this idea. Phrases like, live your truth, what's wrong for you might not be wrong for me, sounds liberating at first. But Bad Ben shows us the dark logical conclusions of that exact mindset. If morality is subjective, then things like murder and kidnapping are just subjective, and it depends on who's in control or who has the most power. In Bad Ben's eyes, since he has the most power, he can do whatever he wants and nobody can stop him.
Ben, smash!
Here is the truth that secularism tries to hide. If there is no God, then Bad Ben is actually right. Think about it. If we're all just cosmic accidents, billions of years of random matter colliding into a meaningless universe, then there is no objective standard for human behavior. Right and wrong become completely subjective illusions. Without a supreme creator to anchor truth, then cruelty, theft, and oppression aren't actually evil. They are just things that we personally dislike. If morality is relative, then justice is relative too. A world without God is a world where everything is ultimately meaningless, and the powerful simply dictate what is good based on their own desires. Bad Ben represents the terrifying reality of a soul that has completely embraced this emptiness. When Bad Ben says evil is relative, he's doing exactly what Isaiah chapter 5 verse 20 says. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who substitute darkness for light and light for darkness, who substitute bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. By saying evil is relative or morality subjective, then we can't call Bad Ben or anyone evil, because it's completely what you define evil as, and not everyone has the same definition of evil. And again, if morality is subjective, then there is no one who is good or bad, because it's entirely based on our definitions. If there is no God, then naturally the world degenerates into corruption and meaninglessness. Psalms chapter 14 verse 1 says, "The wicked fool says in his heart, there is no God. They act corruptly and they commit abominable deeds. There is no one who does good." Ultimately, if there is no God, then doing abominable deeds just becomes a lifestyle choice, which is exactly how Bad Ben operates. Bad Ben might think he's slick by claiming morality is relative, but God is not mocked. Galatians chapter 6 verse 7 says, "Do not be deceived, God is not mocked, for whatever a man sows, this he will also reap." Just like every alternate villain who tried to play by their own rules, Bad Ben eventually faces judgment, proving that absolute truth wins in the end. Is morality subjective? Obviously not. Romans chapter 2 verse 15 says, "In that they demonstrate the work of the law written in their hearts, their conscience bearing witness and their thoughts alternately accusing or else defending them." As you can see, we all know the law of God, and because of that no one is without excuse. No one sins or does evil on accident. If it was subjective, then just as I said, ultimately, bad Ben wouldn't be wrong at all, and the good Ben variants would just be enforcing their views on the other variants, basically, solely because they don't like what they're doing. But obviously Ben and the others knew objectively that Vilgax and the evil Ben variants were committing atrocities that needed to be stopped, and in the end, the multiverse was saved. Because morality is subjective, it's always changing, but God's nature is always unchanging. Malachi chapter 3 verse 6 says, "For I Yahweh do not change, therefore you, O sons of Jacob, are not consumed." Morality is objective, and the Bible affirms that. Evil is not relative, and humanity's opinions on morality shift like sand. But we Christians who have our foundation on the Word of God, the rock, it does not shift. If you made it this far, I thank you for your time. Like and subscribe if you're new, and love you all, and God help us all.